Hey, this is Bent Yu-Gi-Oh card. My last video I asked people to submit decks they wanted me to fix. I'm calling this segment Deck Fix. Pretty much, I had a bunch of people send me decks, and I went through them and looked at ones. Mainly, I didn't want to do ones that needed like a lot of fixing, just like, but not like very little fixing, but just like kind of in the middle. But also, I had a lot of people send me decks that didn't really have a description with them. Like if it's a deck that's not like already an obvious deck, I kind of would like a description of somewhat. But most of them were really cool ideas. This time I chose Flamvell, submitted by Tasis118. Link over here. Check his channel out. But pretty much, he had a pretty good, solid Flamvell build. Nothing wrong with it. But I made some fixes in it to make it more consistent and run a little bit more smoothly. So let's get to the deck. Alright, I'm just going to run through how he had it, how he had the deck built. He had 3 Flamvell Firedogs. I'm not going to explain the deck right now, but just go through it. 3 Magician, Summoner Monk, Rescue Cat, 3 Airbellum, 1 Nimble Mega Hamster, 2 Rykos, 3 Spies, 1 Descendant, 1 Caius, 1 Gorz, 1 Dark Arm, 1 Sangan. Alright, that was his monster lineup. Pretty basic, pretty simple. Then he had spells, 2 Rekindling, 2 Book of Moon, 2 Pot of Avarice, 1 Cold Wave, 1 Mind Control, 1 Brain Control, 1 Heavy Storm, 1 MST. Alright. Traps, Torrential Tribute, Dust Tornado, Call the Haunted, 2 Bottomless, Solemn Judgment, Miror Force, and 2 Dimensional Prisons. Alright, that is how he had the deck made. Let's go to monsters. I kept the 3 spies. It's good. That's very good. I kept the Caius, the Gorz, the 2 Rykos, obviously the 3 Magicians, 3 Firedogs, the Hamster, and the Descendant. I kept all those. I took out the Rescue Cat, Summoner Monk, 3 Airbellums, Sangan, and Dark Arm. I took out the Rescue Cat Summoner Monk combo because I wanted to make the deck a little bit more consistent, so I took this combo out. And Summoner Monk is dark, and I also took out Sangan. So you could still run Dark Arm in this deck, but I took Dark Arm out just because he's not as consistent in this deck, but easily he could still be put in the deck if you really like Dark Arm and are a player that really likes Dark Arm. You could keep him in, but I took him out for this build. So, all right, spells. Kept all this. Only thing I took out was the Cold Wave out of the spells. I didn't really see the need for it. This deck doesn't really OTK. Granted, it's a good card in any deck that wants to do like synchroing or anything, but I just didn't really see the need for it in this particular build. Traps. Traps stayed the same. Except, see, these are the traps. I took out Call of the Haunted pretty much because it's really slow. And a lot of players are playing Dust Tornado a lot more. I took out Solemn just because it's not a bad card in this deck, but you really don't need it. You at 1 in this deck, it's not very good. And I took out Dust Tornado just to make this deck exactly 40 cards, so it wouldn't be anything. But Trap Dustshoot's still a good card, but not necessarily needed in this deck. Alright, let's see. For the monsters that I took out, I added 2 more Caius, so that makes 3. A Card Trooper. Caius is really good this format, by the way. Chaos Sorcerer, or Caius is just really good. Gets over things that you can't really get over. Card Trooper is a good miller, just main phase miller, so you can get those early cards in the graveyard, like Flamvell, and for your Pot of Avarice later on to do some things. Added another Hamster and the 3rd Ryko, so that's what I added. Let's see, traps. I added 2 Dust Tornadoes to pretty much just get rid of back row, so you don't have to worry. That's what I basically replaced Coldblade with, so you didn't have to worry about back row and Solemn. So just don't have to worry about back row to begin with. Just set it, destroy it, and against Infernities, this is a really good card. Just get rid of their launcher right when they play it. I added a 3rd Book of Moon and a 3rd Rekindling because we are milling a lot more in this deck. So let me go through the final rundown of this deck. Alright, final run through. 3 Firedogs, 3 Magicians, 3 Rykos, 2 Hamster, 3 Spy, 1 Descendant, triple Caius, Gorz, Card Trooper, 3 Rekindling, 3 Book of Moon, 2 Pot of Avarice, 1 Mind Control, 1 Brain Control, 1 MST, 1 Heavy Storm, traps, 2 Bottomless, 2 Prisons, 2 Dust Tornadoes, 1 Torrential Tribute, and 1 Miror Force. Thanks. Yeah, just keep sending in your decks, and I might choose them. Even if you sent them before, don't worry, I still have those. I might make one of those still, like ones that were entered already. I had a lot of very good ones I wanted to do, but I chose Flamvell right now just because it's one of those decks that kind of just was good for a really pretty good time, like just recently was good, and then it kind of just died out. And I wanted to make it like a more modern version or more current version of it because I haven't seen one in a while. But yeah, just keep sending those decks in, and this has been Yu-Gi-Oh! Card. Peace.